Pleasant good afternoon to one and all. Good afternoon, a very good Friday afternoon to one and all. Welcome to this afternoon's program of Speaking Out, Exposing Corruption and Incompetence. Today is Friday, the 30th day of May, the year 2025. Welcome one and all. Welcome, and as you know, when you come in, you just share the live, and we're going to get with it. You know, let me say this from the beginning. I have never been so anxious to start this program as I am now. All day, itching. And as I indicated in the announcement for the program today, I'm going to respond to a statement made by the police, a press release issued by the police yesterday, right? In relation to the comments we made on this program on Wednesday. You know, they run out. They came in out on yesterday with a statement. I'm going to dissect it and tell you all exactly what you need to know. So share the live. Sit back and relax. It's going to be epic this afternoon. I ain't no holds bar. I'm rolling up my sleeve, literally and figuratively. I'm rolling up my sleeve. I ain't going to put on them underwear like what the one would have had on yesterday or what them German get on. No, I ain't going to do that. But I am going to let you know what you need to know, right? You know, Friday, another great day that the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. Let's give praise and thanks for being in the land of the living. It's a privilege to be in the land of the living. Many people would not have been this fortunate. We'll tell you about some of them as we go and make the announcements. My colleague, as you know by now, is in the studio. He has no technical difficulty, or he had no technical difficulty up to when we checked the system a while ago. So we hope that the smoothness will continue. So yes, we're gonna come. They came out yesterday, or they came in out, as the person is known to have said. They came in out. So we are going to come out, and I am going to let them know, or let you know what you have to know. But they're not gonna silence me. They are not gonna silence me. They're not gonna stop this program speaking out. This program has been growing exponentially, and I believe that is what they worry about. They worry about the truth. They are afraid of the truth, which we bring to you here whenever we get out the program. So share the live. Here we are another Friday afternoon. This is, I think, the fourth consecutive Friday, or perhaps even 5. I'm not sure, that we have been here. And we're going to continue, because we're not allowing these things to stay and get stale. We're not going to allow it. CC in the studio, raring to go. And so am I. So, folks, share the live, because you know, up to now, a lot of people would not have been aware of the Friday afternoon, because up to now, some of them, they're a little recalcitrant. They ain't subscribed to the channel. Neither are they following the page on Facebook to get notifications when we post the notice and when we go live. They're still dilly-dallying. I don't know what they are waiting for. So it is up to you who are here now, you loyal students, to share to all those who are not. Share. Each person should share to what? 3, 4, 5 persons. We have over almost 700 on the live now. And you should share. Don't be selfish. We have a lot to tell you about this afternoon. Enough things that go on. Enough things to talk about. Share the live, and we're going to get with it in a short while. We're going to do the roll call. After the roll call, the announcements, and we're going to come with it. The program was scheduled at exactly 4 o'clock this afternoon. And immediately, 1 o'clock. It was scheduled at 1 o'clock for 4 o'clock. 1 o'clock, it was scheduled for to commence at 4. And what? First man from the UK, man. Wayne is here. UK in the house, Wayne. So good evening to those guys in the UK. They have several students in the UK, in Europe in general, and people from elsewhere. Ulrich from West Dem came in early. Felicia, Jacko from Georgia, Clarence, Sean from upstate is here. Then we have Paulette, Charlene came in at 101. And then the list goes. Lucius is here very early at 101. Carl, Morton, the Johnsons are here. Carl Johnson, Morton Johnson, Joan, Paulette, Aubrey out of Canada, Courtney, Clifton, Pastor Smith is with us. Earl, Raquel, welcome. Benji from Myconi is here. Terrence Young, he is from Canada, 9795. Patricia, Brian, Evelyn, Anthony Bradshaw, Peters Hall on the East Bank of Demerara. Kevin is here. Edward, the man who would normally come in for us on the Facebook, but apparently now he's testing out a new device for the program. Then we have Cecile, Esla, Sion, Derek Tratty is here, Anthony. Then after Anthony, it was Pinky, Carol, Ezzy, Bonita, Pamela from the West Dam, Annette, Father Masha is here, Puran from the Essequibo Coast, Moses, Marlon, Carlton, my squad mate, Princess Earl from Lamar Springs, Dexter, Stephen, Sagi, quarantine man, Denise is here, Philip, David, Brenda, Abera, Eva is here with us, Winslow, Colin, Vashti, Michael, Melvin, or Melvern, Claire, then it was Nicola, Charles, BX, good to see you in school, in class, BX. Roger is here, Clifton, all the way from Paris, Russ, Levi, Emerson, and the Carol, Henrik, Colin, Roxanne, Ivor, Floyd, Clay, O'Neill, and Marcia, Lyndon, Michael, the man from Imbai-Madai, Rhonda, the Amstel lady is here, Junior, Michael B. Michael is here, Marlene, Clive from the UK, Lorraine, the Angel is with us, Mark, Lynette from the UK, Lorna, 14913 is here with us, Marcus, Cranston, then it is Marva, J.K. from Maryland, Michael, then it was Rising Stars. I can't recall seeing this student before, but welcome my brother, well, whether it's a brother or sister, Rising Stars could be either. Siobhan is here, then it is Lyndon, Marcus, Carlisle, and you know Carlisle, I have a sad note here. I want you to see Carlisle. He said his regulation number was 8046. He said, well, he did not miss me for, I guess he said we missed you for a while. About 2 months, he said he was admitted in hospital, at which time he lost both of his legs due to diabetes. Both of his legs, that's what Carlisle is saying. I wish you all the best, my brother. I wish you all the best. There's still life, there is still hope, and take care of yourself. Terrence is here, Lorraine, Kurt, Claude, Selwyn, Barbara, Mary, Allison, Joy, Harold, Wayne, Vibert, Smithy is here with us as usual, Stephen, Karen, Lennox, then it was Ralph, Owen, Kerry, good to see you, BJ, good to see you. Then it was Albert, Malcolm, Queenie is here, Neville, Jean, Hope is with us, Terrence, V. John is here in the classroom, Michael, Sharon, Ashley, Orville, Janella, Mark, Denise, the secretary, Angela, Sydney, Doris, welcome, Doris, Carl from Arizona, Glendis, Dion, Nigel, Gloria, then it was Original Blackman is here, Tuana, Umi, Ronald, June, Marcus, Keith from Barbados, Bim in the house. Then it was John, Sandrine Baird, Hopkinson, Neville, Melville, Rayburn. Then it was Compton, Ovid, Gordon, Rickford, 12679, Francis Keith from Melinda Mashana, Desiree, watching from Meadowbrook at this time, Barbara, Dwayne, Lance, then it was Umurno, Maureen, Tessa. After that was Marvin, Patricia, Delon, Dion, Ricky Smith. Then it was and then the forest, those were the people in the schoolyard. And when the doors were open, we have the man from Essequibo Coast, Abu Tariq is here. Then Edward came back. And then the list goes on, Carlton Popo, we don't ever miss him. Then you have Raquel and many people on the Facebookers are here. So again, Friday afternoon, and what we just passed 1,000 live in the classroom, just past 1,000. And I know we're going to get a couple hundred more this afternoon. Folks, we have a lot to tell you. Share the live, share. Let me make the announcements. Then I'm going to bring in CC, and we're going to rock and roll. Now, we told you about the death of Mona Powell, retired sergeant. She's been buried today. Canal number 1. She's been buried today. We told you about the death of former parliamentarian Valerie Garrido Lowe. I saw something that is a night of reflection tonight, and the Zoom information is there on the, I think it's the AFC page. Those of you who are interested in viewing it virtually, you can do so. And then, there is a fatal accident. I saw somebody sent me a video yesterday, I think it was, of a fatal accident that occurred the day before at Port Faith. I haven't seen the police reporting on that yet. Right? They're very selective in this report. Maybe they're going to tell you it's an incident. I suspect that the reason why they're not reporting on it is because I understand from the video I saw and from what was told to me, the police vehicle was chasing a car, high-speed chase. Police vehicle, Parfait Harmony, on the Parfait Harmony access road, I suppose, chasing a car. The car that was being chased struck and killed a man on the spot. Then report on yet. And they're talking about transparency and all of that. I have not seen, maybe they did, but I have not seen that report yet. And I monitor these things very carefully. And then we have, a man that talk about all this thing, that they're coming after me. They're coming after me, accidents on the road. Reported that home invasion, 70-year-old man died after home invasion in Lusignan. It's about like before the last or something. Right? People invade his home to rob. And of course, we don't know what caused the impression I got that he didn't shoot him or didn't chop him, but he died during that ordeal. Right? And we will see what will happen there. And then this morning, it has been reported of the death of the former New York Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik. And I say this to say that is the same man that Jack Dew took to Guyana, or brought to Guyana, however you want to style it, to reform the police force. A man who ended up with criminal convictions and serving time in jail for fraud and all sort of thing. Well, they say birds of a feather flock together. So maybe that is why Jack Dew wanted him to reform the police force. Right? A criminal. He was a criminal. And he died today or last night, sometime there in New York. I know when you're there, there's talk a lot of good things about you. So some good growing tributes are being paid about Bernard Kerik, who was a commissioner of New York Police during 9/11, with Rudy Giuliani as the mayor and all that they're talking. But all of us have to go one day. We all have to go. How them people operating, thieving money and telling lies on people and doing all manner of things, they have to go too. That they're coming, right? I know I have to go. I don't know about them. Some of them are behaving as though they will never, ever go. They're going to take the money and they're going to bribe their way. They're accustomed to bribing. So they're going to take the money and they're going to bribe their way out of the inevitable. Let me see how the one will work. Let me bring in Mr. Conway before I continue with some other announcement. Let me bring in CC. CC, welcome, my brother.
Thank you very much. Happy to be in the land of the living to do God's work. And we're going to flow naturally. We're not going to put on anything, but we're going to flow naturally. So stay tuned for what we will produce.
Yeah, stay tuned. And I almost forgot to mention too, it has been reported that a GDF rank fell overboard and is missing. They were on a patrol in the Kaini River, I think it is, and somehow he fell overboard. I know the question is asked, but I want to ask a question. If these police and soldiers who are doing patrols, especially riverine patrols, whether they have the necessary safety equipment, life vests, bulletproof vests, I don't know. I'm asking the question. Because they might fall over by some rapids. We don't know if it's above the rapids or below the rapids. Because if you fall overboard below the rapids and you have your life vest, then chances are you're likely to survive. If you fall overboard above the rapids, depending on how rough the rapid is, with all them rock you got to go through, chances are that you're going to die. So we don't know what type of equipment, safety equipment, They have. Because remember, we saw a picture, we showed you a picture not so long ago with the commander of Region 1. They're in the region on Sunday when they were to have this election. Venezuela actually had an election in Venezuela. The man just with the tight pants, a taupe on the head, and a pistol in his pocket. And I have seen people in them areas, no body armor, none whatsoever. And I know a lot about body armor because when during what they call the troubled period, Jack Dio was president when policemen were dying. We kick up a stink that policemen need to be equipped with proper body gear, right? Body protection, what we call bulletproof vests. We kick up a stink about it in the police force then. At the time, Mr. Felix was the man in charge of operations. I was in Berbice. And then reluctantly, Jack Joe said, well, called Felix and told him, say, he should go to the U.S. and to procure some body armor. Felix then insisted that I should go with him. The guy said, Slow is the expert, let's look come in. Yeah, we went to Florida, spent just about 2 weeks. We went to the factory, point blank, and we designed what we thought was suitable for members of the police force. Throat protection, grind protection, and all those things we designed. We were shown what the thing is, we were shown the basics, and then we decided that, look, we want these vests, level 3A, which is the highest soft body armor, right? And then we bought ceramic plates to up the level to withstand rifle shots. And we did all of that. I see the police them running around with something now. I don't know how proper those things are, but you need to get people in the force, people like Watts, who's at operation, forget about the squatter, he had no much, for them to examine those things and to see how appropriate they are at this time. I would never, ever forget, back in the 70s, they had some things, some bulletproof vests, and there was a discussion, I should say, not an argument, at CID as to what these things can withstand, right? Whether it can withstand revolver, 38, 9mm, blah, blah, blah. And who they sent to call? They sent to call Slow, who was considered the expert. And I said, all right, we can test it. We took it out on the seawall, right? And I used a revolver, bam, and I shot the thing. And the revolver, the thing stopped the revolver. When I took out the 9mm and I fired, it went through the force layer and lodged in the back layer, which means that you're going to pass through the front, go into the body, and so on. I will never forget that. But so the question is, do they check those things? How long do they have them? Are they still up to standard? Are they still up to standard? And these are the questions that the people should ask. You send out policemen there with something when they believe they're going to be protected, then next you know they are not protected. So I needed to speak about that. And I need to remind you too that today is the 441st day since Sergeant Alex Vaughn was shot and killed. Vaughn was on duty, sergeant of police, shot and killed, they say by some other round, they say accidentally shot, and until now. These are the people who talk about transparency. They want to come after me. I'm ready for them. I'm ready for them. Let me some birthday greetings. First of all, I want to, I missed it for a couple of weeks. I want to congratulate Sergeant, he's still a sergeant, right? Kwame Lane, 14258 Kwame Lane, used to drive me for a number of years. When I went to a division in 2004, I inherited Kwame as the driver, and he was with me all the while. Even when I went to headquarters after a while, he went there with me. So Kwame, I understand, proceeded on pre-retirement leave earlier this month. Congratulations, Kwame. Congratulations. The system is so corrupt and discriminates, so you got to retire as a sergeant when you should have been much higher than that. Loyal, good policeman, Kwame Lane. Honest, good policeman. Let me tell you a story about Kwame. I'll show you of mine. Kwame, as I told Kwame, drive me in the division. Then they transferred him some way, and then when I left the division, I thought he had requested the transfer, only to discover that he had not requested the transfer. But because he was close to me, they decided they don't want to drive in any longer. So I made arrangement for him to come at headquarters and with me. So Kwame came to headquarters. Then Kwame was getting married. Told me that he getting married and so on. Said congratulations and things. But I knew Kwame well, very quiet, perhaps even shy. And one day I see Adriana, I said, what happened? What is the problem? He ain't telling me the problem. I said, wait. Because I suspected he want to ask me to use my vehicle for the wedding. So but he knew that it's only he or me used to drive the vehicle. Nobody else ever drive it. Right? So he said, I say, you want to borrow the vehicle? He said, yes, sir. To take to carry to church. I said, well, you know, nobody drives my vehicle, right? It's only you or me. So if you, I'm gonna give you the vehicle, but I will have to take you to church. I will have to drive you. And everybody was shocked. Then he turned up. I, as the assistant commissioner there, I drove the vehicle to carry my driver and his wife from the church to the reception hall. So what is wrong with that? I did that. I did the driving. Right? And everybody who knew me and Swan and the Wrong and C and the Susuin and Susuin, imagine the assistant commissioner driving, I think he was corporal or sergeant then and so on. Nothing is wrong. We're all human beings. So Kwame, congratulations on getting to the stage where you have got into leave prior to retirement. Some of them reaching the stage and I got to retirement leave. They sit down in them chair and I gone away. And border greetings, I got two of the people who I admire when they write. So let me put it this way. One is in Canada, one is in Guyana. The one in Guyana is Nazima Ragabir. I think she's the president of the Guyana Press Association. She's observing a natal day today. And one is in Canada, Yolanda and Gittins. They are both observing their birth anniversary today. Congratulations to you both. And then we have a belated birthday to a former. Well, we joined youth court, not together, but we were in the youth court sometime. And then he became the head of the GNS. Leroy Ben, celebrated recently. And in terms of the bonds that are coming up, I have here, Kwame. Kwame is coming up soon too. I think he's the 1st of June. Kwame, the same Kwame I spoke to you about. And then we have Carlton Crandon, the runner. He was around the long distance runner, the cricketer and so on. 12372, I think was his number. He's celebrating soon too. Then Miranda LaRose, another journalist. She used to be with Stabrook News some time ago. I don't know where she is now. She's celebrating soon. And a countryman of mine, Howard Larimer, he is celebrating shortly too. So I want to wish all those who are celebrating today, all who celebrated recently, and all who are celebrating in the near future, all the best on your natal day. Let me bring in Mr. Conway, and then we're going to move on. CC, I'm sure you want to wish happy birthday to those people as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, especially Kwame, and know him well. And also Miranda. I got to know Miranda when I was stationed in the Northwest. I think she's a Morocco girl, very good journalist. And to all those other persons, a happy birthday.
Yes, Abdul, Abu said that was nice. That is the way. Let me tell you this. Talk to the ranks who work with me. Talk to them who work with me. I treated people like people, right? I treated the ranks who work with me like people, especially see those who work in the registry close to me. I used to tell them plain, you want a day or you want a half day? Just say that you want a half day or your day. Those need to report sick and all this. I wouldn't have women with children and all that. I used to tell them, if you are working in the registry or anywhere close to me, there should be no need for you to report sick unless you are really sick. I used to tell them, you don't feel good a day? All right. Call something and say you're not feel good. Take a day, take a 2 day, as the case will be. I did that. So all the places I work, the people will tell you, TSU, West Demerara, Traffic, A Division, Bobbies. That's the way I treated the ranks. But now, they get people working with them. They are terrorizing those people. They're cussing them up and all sort of things. They know, I never mess with me. Don't be corrupt. Don't let me hear you about being corrupt and unprofessional. Right? Don't be corrupt and unprofessional when you're working with me. I never tolerated that. As a matter of fact, many policemen I will tell you, them were coming in, these crab dogs were coming, whatever, slow, be corrupt and all. They know, policemen here will tell you. You get catch, you're gonna set the trap and catch you taking people money and so on. It's gone, you're gone. Jail or out the work. Jail or out the work, the records are there. Kevin, who Adonis will remember one, the one at the Dam still. who will set the trap and catch you in the Lenora compound with the man money. Edgar Passad, who is on this program from time to time, will tell you about the one who take in Charlestown, right? But we set the trap and catch you with money. Others will tell you about the man who was the prosecutor at Providence, who taking people money. And I think Silal Passad, I think, was the crime chief. I was the divisional detective officer there. That has been my position. That has been my position. And let any one of them, ask them. So don't worry with these cockroaches who are coming now and talking us other thing. I have a proud record as a commander for the various divisions. I never used to make sport with that. Men come and they broke money. I did the TSU. When I did the TSU, I used to come to me, just give a water raise. All right. I used to live in the compound, and nobody go. Then they come, they want a raise. And I used to ask them why. If I get it, I'll say, look, right? Sometimes they want to borrow money. I will lend them. I will lend them the money. Right? I will lend them. Sometimes they come, they say they want a soft loan. I will give them a soft loan if I have it. That is how I treated ranks working me. Up to now, I am that compassionate. People know me. So don't worry with all them coming and talk with all them chupiness. Right? Now let me, whilst they're taking time to come after me, and I will deal with that shortly. Don't lose, share the life, continue to share the life. I will deal with them coming to attack me because I said that child, Adriana Young, did not drown in that pool. And if she did not drown in the pool, the evidence suggests that she was murdered. So yesterday they counted the release. They're talking slow. We're going to talk about it just now. Sit back and relax. We're going to talk about it. It will take the greater part of this program. But we got to warm up. I see what we there. We passed 1,500 and so on. We got to go up. Keep sharing, man. Keep sharing. I don't want to deprive them of the life thing. It's got to go back on YouTube and last. But you can't beat the life thing. Right? They who coming after me. Let me tell you about some recent developments. We get them kusarin, as you would say. Right? Suddenly, we had a situation a few years ago where the Attorney General and them decide that policemen can go to the states to serve warrant and to do all sort of things. They argued. People who are supposed to be intelligent. But as I tell you, they're not as intelligent as they pretend to be. That was the argument, that a policeman can leave Guyana, travel to the United States, and employ some process server and serve warrant in the States. They can charge people in the States. People are in the States, make certain statements. I remember Fourth Amendment rights, free speech. But no, they'll make a statement in the United States of America that they feel offended about, even though the statement might be truthful. They feel that they can charge you. They can charge you in Guyana. Hold a while, I got an important call coming through. Let me. Mr. CC, carry on. I have an important call I want to answer.
Oh, okay. And even the Attorney General, the man who says he's supreme legal influencer for the government, at I think the opening ceremony for the Maburumo Magistrates Court, he said that the evidence, the offenses are territorial, that they are territorial, that it's the offense will be committed in Guyana, not in the States. They are territorial, Yeah.
Yeah, but the point I wanted to make, that's what they were arguing all the time. That a person can be in the United States where they enjoy First Amendment rights, whether you're a citizen or a resident, and they can charge you in Ghana for making statements. Well, yesterday or over the past day or so, the Secretary of State of the United States of America, Marco Rubio, the same man who went to Ghana not so long ago and talked about the concussion road, he made a statement, significant statement, which got to get them biting the bati biting. Hear what he says. And I ain't got the whole thing. He talks about he unveils a visa restriction to protect Americans from foreign censorship. So they have a new policy. They unveil a new visa restriction. That's the American government to protect Americans from foreign censorship. And it says, in part, it is unacceptable for foreign officials to issue or threaten arrest warrants on U.S. citizens or U.S. residents for social media posts on American platforms while physically present on U.S. soil. Right? Then they go on, he didn't go on. So that is what he's saying, that it is unacceptable for foreign officials, and of course, it includes them in the government there, was sitting on in Guyana as government officials, foreign officials, and threatening people in the States with lockup and charge. Not only threaten, they have gone ahead and started charging people in the States for statements made on social media while they are in the States. So they tell you about cybercrime and all this everything they tell you about, cybercrime and all that, they're telling you, well, buddy, this has to be a very significant statement that the Secretary of State made, because people, as some have been saying, like Rick Ford and them, they have First Amendment protection, free speech. And let me tell you what it says. Basically, the First Amendment rights of the freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of press, and the right to petition the government. Those are freedoms guaranteed under the U.S. Constitution to citizens. And according to what the U.S. Secretary of State is saying, it might very well extend to people who reside in the United States. So let me hear what they're going to go now with all this nonsense with the talking, right? Let's hear. Yeah, continue now. Because even though it's just a visa restriction, enough of them, they cherish that. Because some of them get property around the place in Florida and elsewhere. They want to travel on vacation with their families and so on. Yeah, continue, carry on smartly, and we will see what will happen. Carry on smartly, and we will see what will happen. So I thought I'd bring that to your attention, right? Let me bring in Mr. Conway for him to make a comment on that, and then we're going to move on. CC, I'm sure you want to say something more on that.
And it's in the article, in Article 146, of the Constitution. It talks about protection of freedom of expression. And I read it, except with his or her own consent, no person shall be hindered in the employment of his or her freedom of expression. That is to say, freedom to hold opinions without interference, freedom to receive ideas and information without interference, freedom to communicate ideas and information without interference, and freedom from interference with his or her correspondence. So it's there in the Constitution of Guyana, and they're breaching it all the time. They're telling about cybercrime and all sort of nonsense. Good.
Yeah, well, let me see what can happen. Somebody said it can't happen again. Well, let me see. They say they're going to send people for arrest people in the States and serve warrant on them and so on. Let me see where we'll go now. Now that the Secretary of State of the United States has openly and publicly made that declaration, let me see where we're going to go. But let me say this to the people in the United States, whether you're a citizen or resident. When they come after you, when they threaten you or anything, you have to make a report. That's the only way the authorities will know. Make a report so that they can know what they are doing, right? So don't sit back and when they threaten to lock you up or they threaten to charge you, because I know a lot of people are scared. A man called me to say he's frightened to come on this program, to listen to the program live, because he travels often to Guyana and he want to pull you in and check in. That is how fearful people are, right? That is how fearful people are. Let me move on. I want to tell them that the time they're taking to come after Slow and Conway, maybe they would want to use the time in a better way. Let me. You get report. Let me read one of them. They come in and they don't very dishonest set of people. Many of them. Breaking news: several police officers have been placed under close arrest after 2 guns vanished from the storage room at the Springlands police station. Nightly News understands that the guns were seized during a police operation and were expected to be presented in court as exhibits. Then again, oh Lord, the Police Office of Professional Responsibility is investigating the matter as the Ghana police force remains silent on the disappearance of the illegal firearms. They're silent about that, but they can come to say they should release a statement about Paul Slow. Silent, gun disappear from a police station, 2 guns, they say, that were exhibits seized in some raid. And they talk about things, speaking about things that are not within your competence. It's within my competence to tell you that when exhibits are lodged at the police station, the person who has exclusive control should be the station sergeant. He has control of the keys to the property room and everything. Nobody else, no commander, no subdivision officer. It is the station sergeant. So we hear the circumstances how these firearms are missing. 2 exhibits. You know who might have visited? Watch here, exhibit missing. Jackie Opel might have come to the party. Jackie Opel might have come to the party. I want to come out and explain that, man. Come out and explain that. What are the circumstances? Or tell me that this story wrong. 2 guns missing from the police station. I want them to tell us too, right? Up to now, you're hearing nothing. Cocaine, torn flower from the magazine at police headquarters. Cocaine, torn flower. They ain't telling you about that, but they're coming after me, right? Let me tell you some more, right? You had Bronx charge at Bronx Rhineville police station with drugs missing, cocaine. They said they saw video, CCTV footage where the ranks take out, and that is what they said the day before the court. And when you call them corrupt and incompetent, they're coming after me. Let me tell you some more before I bring in Mr. Conway. Look how many in the past year or so, at least since it can take over, look how many policemen charged with trafficking in narcotics. They're catching them smuggling ganja. Well, not only police, prison, fire is a competition, it looks like. Prison, fire, GDF, all them, right? All them getting catch with ganja. Then you get people dying in police lockups. Up to now, they haven't come out with any proper statement. We had a man who died in the Parfait Harmony months after, before, when pressure catch them, then they come out with some nonsensical statement, right? Man get beat out, the man was run out the vehicle, and we saw evidence. How you going to trust him? That the man was dragged out of the vehicle and severely beaten. Police took him to the station, and then they gave a release to tell us that they summoned the EMT to the station. The man beaten and the thing, and the police intervened, carried right away to the police station, carried right away to the hospital, rather. The man died in the lockup. They didn't tell you about that. Remember the man who hung himself at Lethem in the Bokta? Well, I said Bokta, some people might know it is brief. It's brief, to be politically correct. He hanged himself with his brief. We ain't hear nothing about that. A man died from gunshot wound in Rhineville police lockup. We ain't hear nothing about that. In Borbis, the next man died in the lockup. This is all within a short space of time, within the last year or so. No, they ain't got time to tell us anything about that. But they could come and tell us and try to attack me, who got 1 million more credibility, who is 1 million% more credible than all of them put together, right? Or individually. Let me tell you further. You get a matter that the doc is still somebody, I think the 17-year-old girl raped in the Parfait Harmony police station. That is the allegation. There's some policeman charged right now, but they were silent about that. We spoke about this on the program, and it's still, when recently, something you hear, they have not given, well, I read somewhere, some release somewhere. They're quiet. They're quiet when all of these things happen. Then they're talking about, well, I can deal with this other one just now. All these things swept under the carpet. What happened to the squatter? Y'all didn't investigate the squatter who took the wedding planner. The wedding planner who took $8.5 million from Amir Ahmad to finance Buta's wedding. And are you telling me what nonsense about competencies and so on? Them are the things you must address, man. Those are the things you must address. Let me bring in Mr. Conway, and then after Mr. Conway, we're going to go straight into the main subject for today. CC, what is your take on all of these things? They're covering up, and they're not telling us about those things, and they want to come after me and you.
Well, the thing is that
for a truthful statement, go ahead.
If you go back to Borbis Rambo, when an officer lost his gun. The commander said the gun was misplaced, and three ranks without giving any charge or any trial were dismissed. And we got to be careful because, I mean, I ain't watching no crystal ball. But Suku sees as a quantity of gold. And don't be surprised if then gold turn to bronze, you know. Don't be surprised if it turn to bronze. And most of the say if they put them in the TSU armory, well guarded in the army, they're going to turn to bronze. So be careful. And many more things, Paul, which we get into.
Man, them magic men just turn up. Them magician, Houdini and all them just suddenly turn up when things are in the police custody. You know? When things are in the police custody, them magic man just suddenly turn up and cocaine. And when we talk about cocaine, we ain't talk about a little bit, you know. We ain't talk about a little bit cocaine. From what is supposed to be the safest place in police headquarters, the magazine, cocaine turned to flour. That is what is reported. And we ain't hear nothing further, but they're coming after Slow and Conway. Now, let me tell you what is the main subject this afternoon. On Wednesday, the day before yesterday, on Speaking Out, we had the program and we addressed many issues, including issues relating to the death of Adriana Young. And I said that based on all the evidence I have seen, she did not die in the pool. And I maintain that. And if she did not die in the pool, then she was murdered. I maintain that. Right? I said so on Wednesday. Now, shortly after the program, I received a call from a person who claims to be a journalist with Credential News. And they wanted to ask me about questions relating to the report that the police said, which was the final autopsy report. So I said to them, that person, I said, look, we just had a program, myself and Mr. Conway, and we addressed that issue in detail. I will advise you to look at the program on YouTube, especially the last hour or so, and you're going to get a full understanding what my view and what Mr. Conway's views are. And they said thanks. They said thanks. Now, in yesterday's Credential News, it would appear as though the person listened to the program as advised, and they wrote an article in Credential News, and the article says that Slow questions credibility of police report in Adriana's death. That is the caption, yesterday's Credential News. And let me tell you this again. Let me repeat this part. The thing. Let me repeat it. I mean, they spell me middle name wrong. I, Paul Esmond Slow. This is what I'm quoted as saying. I, Paul Esmond Slow, am saying that this is the biggest cover-up in the recent history of the Guyana Police Force, or in Guyana, or anywhere in the Commonwealth Caribbean that I know of. This is a cover-up from the get-go. I said so. They take objection to that, and they jump out. Why maintain the biggest cover-up from the get-go? In case they know what the get-go means, we're going to talk about it. We're going to go through it. I said so, and I am standing by that. That this is a cover-up from the get-go. I'm also standing with my statement that this is murder. Right? Now let me deal with it, man. Let me deal with it. See, sit back a little bit, and let me take this back in, because I know it's going to be sweet. Now, yesterday, the police issued a release. I know from the time the release issue, I get a copy, yeah? Let me tell them, they want to investigate how. But from the time the release was issued, I was in possession of a copy. And the release reads like this. GPF, which is the Guyana Police Force, responds to misinformation spewed by sexual offense accused Paul Slow. Let me read that back. This is the police official release, media release, yesterday morning. They said GPF responds to misinformation spewed by sexual offense accused Paul Slow. That's an official release from the police, right? All right, it continues. I'll read it. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. The Ghana Police Force has taken note of the misguided, ill-informed, and seemingly calculated utterances of former Assistant Commissioner Paul Slow during his latest vitriolic attack on the Ghana Police Force, This time, with regards to discrediting the final post-mortem report submitted by the three internationally renowned pathologists to investigators. Slow, in an article in today's Credential News, criticized the credibility of the Ghana Police Force's final autopsy report on the death of 11-year-old Adriana Young, calling it, quote, the biggest cover-up in the recent history of the Ghana Police Force, end of quote. The Ghana Police Force would like to point out that its report released on the 8/27/2025 under the caption, quote, pathologists who conducted autopsy finds no signs of foul play in drowning of 11-year-old Adriana Young. Final post-mortem report submitted to the police was a tangible reflection of the Ghana Police Force's unwavering commitment to provide the media and the public with a timely update on the findings of the PME. It is apt to note that the Ghana Police Force reported the findings on the final PME report on the very day that the report was submitted. I just sit back. We're going to read it and we're going to go through it. The certified findings from the autopsy confirmed that Adriana's death was consistent with drowning, and no evidence of trauma, assault, or other criminal activity was found. The Credential News article stated that Slow, quote, strongly disagreed, end of quote, with the conclusion and timing of the report from the three international pathologists. And I get a name, I haven't got through the name yet. According to Slow, key pieces of evidence suggest that Adriana did not drown in the pool where the body was found. Then they go on now, here they're going to attack. Persons like Slow, Clinton Conway et al. Have the unbridled freedom and luxury to jump on social media platform and spew whatever misinformation or agenda they have, many times on matters that are beyond the realm of professional expertise, much less comprehension. On the other hand, the Ghana Police Force, now in its 184th year, does not insinuate or speculate. The Ghana Police Force deals strictly with facts, evidence, and expert professional opinion. Upon learning of the incident, the Ghana Police Force launched a thorough investigation. The child's family raised several concerns, citing their ability to swim and alleging the possibility of sexual assault, forced drowning elsewhere, and ritualistic activity. These concerns were taken seriously and fully explored in collaboration with the forensic experts. Also with regards to the PME final report, there's absolutely no cover-up by the police force, as erroneously insinuated by Paul Slow, who is accused of 2 counts of sexual assault against a member of the Ghana Police Force. How could Slow accuse the Ghana Police Force of a cover-up when the release was merely stating the findings of the 3 pathologists? As the definition of cover-up escaped his mind, now they're going to go on with the thing. Now let me deal with it now. CC, sit back. Sit back, CC. Sit back. Let's start off by saying that misinformation. What is the misinformation spewed by the sexual offense accused Paul? So what misinformation? Pray, tell us. And I'm going to go through again what I said to emphasize for those who might not read. They talk about comprehension. They know what the meaning of comprehension is. I said that based on the evidence I have seen and the public would have seen, right? That child did not drown in the pool. And the only conclusion, the only reasonable conclusion one can come to, any investigator worth his salt, that if she did not die in the pool, then she died elsewhere. And if she died elsewhere, she was murdered. And I maintain that. Let them do what they want to do. I maintain that. Now, let me tell you the story, you know. They called me on 2 occasions. They said, let me give it context, you know. Give it some context. Also, with regards to the postmortem examination report, there's absolutely no cover-up by the police force, as erroneously insinuated by Paul Slow, who is accused of 2 counts of sexual assault against a member of the Ghana Police Force. Right? Well, let me tell you, the regular students will know what they're talking about. But I can't assume as a person who knows methods of instructions and methods of teaching that everybody here know. Right? Yes. 3 counts of sexual assault filed on the 19th of May 2021 against me. And as I said, they say the counts of sexual of call, not 2, they say it's not 2 counts. Ghana Police Force, Mark Ramatar, Clifton Akin, Wendell Blanham. It's not 2 counts of sexual assault, it's 3. 3 counts of sexual assaults, and they are alleged to have taken place on the 26th of March, the 29th of March, and the 2nd of April, 2019. Let me repeat that for them. It's not 2, it's 3. 3 counts. Allegedly, the incident allegedly took place on the 26th of March, the 29th of March, and the 2nd of April, 2019. Right? Charges were filed on the 19th of May, 2021. Right? So y'all can correct that too. Correct that. It's not 2 counts, it's 3 counts. But me, I don't know what you got to do with this, except that they're trying to discredit and to smear SLU. But I'll tell you all already, and I'm repeating it for emphasis. When it comes to all the victimization and all the persecution, I just like PPP and them, I ain't got no shame. There's nothing to be shamed about. It's persecution, political persecution. Political persecution. These incidents are alleged to have taken place, as I told you all, in 2019. And the policewoman wait until 2021 to say during a meeting where several persons were, on 3 consecutive days, I rubbed her leg. That's the nature of the allegation. I can't go into the details. The matter, and let me tell you, that's what she said. I rubbed her leg. Right? The matter, the matter conclude. The trial started sometime back. The prosecution closed its case, and my lawyers made a no-case submission. In other words, they're saying that with regards to the evidence, there's no case for me to answer. They called 4 witnesses, if I recall correctly. The file that they submitted had like about 10. And the prosecutor decided he only called in 4. And you know why he said he calling the rest? Because the statements that given by the rest were favorable and started to discredit the allegations. So you call them at the trial. So we submitted no case submission. And on the last occasion, Mandel Moore, who representing the police, is a police legal advisor, he replied to the no case submission. Written, all these things were written. Right? And the magistrate decided that she's going to rule on the 26th of June this year. The magistrate decided that she's going to rule on the 26th of June. So that is the date when the magistrate can decide whether a case has been made out or not. Right? And I reported it there to you people. And I got a next charge, so then I tell you all why they didn't mention that one. Because they also accused me of what they call revealing the name of the complainant. They call it anonymity of complainant. There's a charge I got on a $50,000 bill for that. They went coming, then coming right, they're giving you the thing half cooked. But if you want to talk about sexual assault and sexual offense, right? Yeah, I charge 3 counts. I've always made it that they charge me 2 and Conway and Holloway for conspiracy to commit fraud, right? And it all relates to the same incident because it was during the standing order committee review, which we were doing, that this person alleged that your foot was rubbed on 3 separate occasions. So it's all related. The charge of conspiracy to commit fraud. Matter dismissed. Magistrate said not an iota of evidence. Magistrate, the matter dismissed on the 28th of December, 2023. Matter dismissed at a no case submission. Right? All right. They know to talk about that. As I said, let me read them back, man. What I said. Also, with regards to the PME report, there is absolutely no cover-up by the police force as erroneously insinuated by Paul Slow, who is accused of 2 counts of sexual assault against a member of the Ghana police force. Now, we know what I got to do with it. What I got to do with the statements that I made. But they want to smear. They want to try to embarrass me. They're not going to succeed. But let me tell you, if I want to talk about sexual assault, forget about Dharam Lal, who was alleged to have sexually assaulted 2 females on 2 separate occasions. Forget about that one. Let me think your all mind to let me read them properly, you know. This is Stabrook News of the 17th of January 2020. Stabrook News on the 17th of January 2020. It says, the headline, senior cop accused of sexual assault, relief of duties. Right? That is the one. Let me read the other one first. This one says, officer accused of sexually harassing journalist reportedly raped a junior rank. Folks, y'all share this live, yeah? I'm now getting warm up. I tell y'all I roll up my sleeve this afternoon, you know. Hear what it says. A superintendent of police is in hot water after a female police rank has come forward accusing him of rape 2 weeks after he was accused by a female journalist of sexual harassment. Let me go back that over. This is the 25th of January. This one is the 25th of January 2020. I suspect it's Kaishonis or Stabrook News. I'm not sure which one. A superintendent of police is in hot water after a female police rank has come forward accusing him of rape 2 weeks after he was accused by a female journalist of sexual harassment. On Wednesday, Commissioner of Police Leslie James confirmed the development when he was asked to comment on the new information coming forward. This is from the Chronicle, this one. The Guyana Chronicle learned that the female police rank made the allegation earlier this week and provided a statement to that effect to police detectives. The female cop, who at one time worked under the officer at the Criminal Investigations Department, had requested to be transferred after a number of unethical advances were made to her, as well as the alleged rape. Last week, Commissioner of Police Leslie James told reporters that the officer was stood down from his regular duties. Based on the information which has since reached this publication, the officer was transferred to another section of the force. The journalist who made the sexual harassment claim against the officer 2 weeks ago stated that the incident took place as she went to his office to secure information on a matter which she was handling. The matter involved the discovery of arms and ammunition along with illicit substances. A number of senior officers were reportedly aware of the allegations made by the journalist but did nothing. However, the Commissioner of Police said that while the information about the number of ranks being aware of the information is true, it was inaccurate to say. He said, well, it's accurate. It was accurate. Let me read about. He said that it was accurate to say that nothing was done in relation to the allegation. This is what the commissioner is saying. Let me read about. However, the Commissioner of Police said that while the information about a number of ranks being aware of the information was true, it was accurate to say that nothing was done in relation to the allegation. He pointed out that they were informed about the matter of sexual harassment, but were not told of the specifics of the case and who the other party was. These matters remain under investigation. And here, let me tell you all further. The same man who they say, the superintendent, who they say raped the police woman and harassed the journalist. I'm aware of the incident with the journalist because I saw the file when I was at the police service commission there, right? The journalist alleged that she wanted some information in relation to the story what she was doing. The man at the time was in charge of the narcotics branch. And he invited her to go to the narcotic branch to get the information. And when she went there, it is alleged that he assaulted her. And you know what happened with the matter? When they say he was moved from the narcotics branch and sent to another area. And the man got wap promotion now. The man got promoted to senior superintendent in 2022. And at the last promotion, he get assistant commissioner. And are you talking about me, somebody make sexual assault, police rank make allegation that the officer raped you. And what y'all do? And he's there among you. He's among you all. Let me make a note about it here, right? He's one of the persons who is there And he's been put forward as the face of the police force. He has been presented as the face of the police force. Are you coming after me? Let me let me take a pause and bring in Mr. Conway at this stage. Somebody tell me take it easy. Nah, I gotta take it easy now. See, I getting worked up, man. I getting worked up, so but I gotta get a little button. I gotta turn over the button. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, and they're giving me opportunity to blow my own trumpet, I don't normally do it when they're talking, but we're not competent. And let me tell them, I am Caribbean trained. I'm Caribbean trained. I'm British trained. I'm Canadian trained. I'm American trained. I can recall I went to Jamaica, attended a senior command course for Caribbean police officers. At the time, the British, they were pumping a whole lot of money in Jamaica for the training of Caribbean police officers. And there are two white men there as advisors, training advisors. And I was identified as a resource person and went back there, did some training, and became a resource person for the Jamaica Constabulary Staff College that trained Caribbean police officers. Yeah, that doesn't me. And then, if you talk about my experience, and I was commander for Region 1, Region 2, Region 1, Region 3, Region 4, Region 5, Region 6, Region 7, Region 8, Region 9, and Region 10. Nobody in the police force has commanded all those divisions. None whatsoever. I have vast experience. Well, don't talk about training. Don't talk about training. I spearheaded with the American people a 1-year comprehensive training program for the Ghana police force. And we came up with high marks. Clement Rory can attest to that. He was Home Affairs Minister. And even in my command position, I was commander on the East Coast when they had the fine men, the gang. We used to call Buxton the Gaza Strip. I was there, and I think I saw the distinction. So when they're trying for smear my integrity, they can't get through. They can't get through. And I got much more to say, but then let me leave it at that. I'm saying that me and Parslow, we're second to none in the Ghana police force. Those who serve, second to none. And we have the experience, we have the expertise, and we're bold enough that we ain't afraid of anybody. And what we say is facts. And we dare them to contradict us. We dare them to contradict us. And we'll continue to give them the facts. We'll continue to deliver the facts.
Here we go. Continue as you talk about qualification. Let me tell them a little bit of mine. Right? Police Staff College graduate in the UK, 1994 with distinction. Right? 1994. FBI Academy, 1998. Of the 5 subjects that we had to take, I get 4 A's and 1 B. Right? 4 A's and a B from the FBI Academy. I can't remember the course number now. It might be 192 or 193. They can go and they can check. Central, CHDS, Central, the Hemispheric Defense College, U.S. Military Academy. I'm a graduate of that too. Right? University of Ghana, I graduate with a degree in public management, passed with credit. Right? I have been all around the place. Commander here, commander there, all over the place. I have experience. And the things that I speak of, I'm qualified to speak on them. So when they come to talk about people, Slow and Conway speak about the thing, like what I say, for which they have no professional expertise. Many times, what you say, persons like Slow, Clinton, Conway et al. Have the unbridled freedom and luxury to jump on social media platform and spew whatever misinformation or agenda they have many times on matters that are beyond the realm of their professional expertise, much less comprehension. The guy in the police force, Mark Ramatar and Ikin and them could tell anybody about professional expertise and comprehension. They can tell you about comprehension. And in the same thing, as I told you, the official release, they talk about 2 sexual offense charges. Shows how incompetent they are. And then in the same release, they would go on to say, on the other hand, the Ghana Police Force, now in its 184th year, well, check the records. The Ghana Police Force was formed on the 1st of July, 1839. I don't know, 1839 to 2025 is 184 years. They can't even count, and they're coming after people. Y'all do the maths. Or do the sums. It's not maths, it's sums. It's easy things, sums. 1839, the 1st of July, to now. I don't know how there's 184 years. And they are the ones who say they're coming after me. But let me repeat what we said about this whole investigation. Let me repeat. Because you know that the second postmortem was done yesterday. And the spin doctors are out. The spin doctors are out. So again, we are going to analyze. But before I go further, let me tell them. Let me tell you this. This message is for Irfan Ali, the president. Bara Jagdeo, the second vice president. Lion Mark Phillips, the prime minister. Anil Landlal, SC, MP. Robeson Ben, the minister of Home Affairs. Clifton Iken, the extended squatter. Right? Wendell Blanham, the crime chief. Mark Ramatar, who is the propagandist. Let me tell you all something. I, Paul Slow, as I said, let me repeat, I am afraid of y'all, period. I am not afraid. And let me quote U.C. Anderson, the liar. Let it be known to all and sundry that I fear not yesterday, not tomorrow, not today, and not ever any creature known to man, irrespective of the office they hold. I am not possessed by a spirit of spirit. I fear God only. None of them. None of them. Thank you. By the Congress says 186 years, but the police must still different. They say from 1839, 1st of July, to now is 184 years. They're doing a different type of maths, right? And they're still people who don't know maths. I fear no one. I will continue to speak the truth. I'm not afraid of death because I sit down in the rum shop on the East Coast and they plan to kill me. They plan to say, they sit down there, they say, slogan for turn the next Crummy Wing. So y'all know Crummy Wing was assassinated as he protested against this very government, the PPP government, that happened in Diamond and the East Bank. He was shot and killed. I fear no one. And you know why I fear no one? Because I know someday I have to die. So y'all sit down and plan to kill me. The most recent thing a few months back, word came to me that they were trying to recruit Spanish-speaking people to do me harm, to kill me. And you know, when sometime earlier in 2021, when I got word that in Guyana they were trying to talk to the underworld people to shut slow up, there's a quote, the quote, shut slow up, and I spoke about it. Nandalal is reported to have said, oh, slow only seeking attention. That is what he said. Oh, slow seeking attention. Slow seeking attention. They want to shut me up from telling the truth. I will speak the truth always. And if speaking the truth will cost me my life, so be it. The big man, the Lord, the good, the mighty Father will determine when that is going to happen. Not them. They say man appoints and God disappoints. So y'all sit down and I scheme how to do me harm. Sit down and scheme and do all sort of thing. I have no fear of that. I have no fear. I will come here and I will continue to speak the truth. I don't tell lies from people. Anybody who know me know that I don't tell lies from people. Minibus men back in the day when Slow used to acting up the trucks in Georgetown have met me long after I retired and have complimented me on my fairness. So, Chief, one thing, you never used to get a chance, but you never lie for nobody. Me, I lie for nobody. I ain't lie for nobody. Me, I like them. You can't make a true statement without telling a lie. Yesterday, after you would have heard a whole set of lies and that sort of thing. They want Pinocchio, stretching every day because of the lies he tell. And you're going to frighten me because of that. Me, my father, Paul Obadiah Slow, they used to call you Uncle Gerald in the family, and raise a coward. He did not raise a coward. He raised a man with stones, not big stones like that one, that ungrateful dog again. No. Are you coming now? You're doing all sort of thing to trumped up charges, and are you coming for talk all sort of crap, and are you sit down there? Are you corrupt? Are you thing there? Yeah, them just jump out, waiting for the one who just jump out, the product of this traumatized sperm who kick him mother down the step. Yeah, come. I get the records, I get the records. But let me go back to this matter. I am repeating what I said on Wednesday and what seems to have offended them. The truth. I maintain that based on the evidence, 11-year-old Adriana Young could not have died in the pool. Why am I saying that? Let me show you all this. Hold a while. Hold. Bear with me here, man. Bear with me. I pressed the wrong thing there just now. Oh, bear with me. This is a picture of the pool at about 2:29 on the afternoon of the 23rd of April. This is the pool. This arrow is pointing to the child in the pool. The child is there. Others are in the pool as well. Adults are nearby in sight of the children in the pool. And you want to tell me that this child drowned in this pool and she sank to the bottom and floated within 24 hours and nobody can see? Nobody can hear that this child calling for help? You want to tell me that this child drowned without a struggle, without calling out for help, nothing at all? That is what you all want to tell me? These dunces in the police I command, that's what you all want to tell me? Tell that to the Marines. Tell that to Irfan Ali and Jack Dew. They can believe. But I would never, ever believe it. And I'm talking about evidence. Not manufactured by me. This is there. And again, they say, as I've said before, this picture that we see there could not have been taken by a cell phone. Could not have been taken by a cell phone. Look, you got all the roof of the bar. I assume that this is the bar. Look like this is the bar. You got the roof of the bar. You got the old angle of the pool. You got the building there, which is the hotel. You got part of the sky showing. Tell me which cell phone can take such a picture. And if you want to tell me that the cell phone took this picture, where would this person have been standing to take this picture? Where? And the point is here, let me come to the part where they say, but with the same, this professional, these people, what they call it for pathologists. I never disputed that this girl drunk, I never, y'all go back and check. I never disputed the pathologist finding that she died, she drunk. I never disputed that. But I said she did not drown in the pool. And they talk about comprehension, like they can't comprehend that. Yes, she might have drowned. As the pathologist said, I have no competence to dispute that. But I am saying that she did not drown in the pool. The evidence is clear. And hear what they say, that is why it took, what they say, hear what the pathologists are alleged to have said. Let me read me word carefully. The pathologists concluded that Adriana Young drowned, likely sank to the bottom of the pool, and later surfaced due to natural decomposition process common in tropical climates. I said that is bullshit. So if you want to say that part of my statement is disputing what the pathologist said, say yes. Because she couldn't sink to the bottom of the pool and nobody can see. Nobody can see. And then let me show you all this here too, right? Let me show you all this other party. Come right, are you bear with me today, man? Bear with me. Even if you have to go a little over time, bear with me. I allowing them to get away with that shit, right? Not at all. I'm not allowing them to get away with that. They come and they're attacking me, and I get all the evidence here. Look at this one here too.
And as you can see, you see the pool here, clear. Like when the family said they went in the pool and check, everybody went in the pool and check. Normally, you ain't got to check if there's a body in this pool. You could see it because the pool is clear, right? So, obviously the young lady, the 11-year-old who has gone missing from this place is not in this pool.
Not in the pool. It's on the night of that was taken on the night of the 23rd of April 2025. The night before she was discovered, miraculously discovered in the pool, miraculously appeared in the pool on the 24th. I maintain that she did not die in the pool. I maintain. And if you all want to say that statement that I'm making there contradicts the experts, well, yeah, I can contradict them every day because common sense will tell us. Common sense. You know, they say book sense without common sense is nonsense. Let me repeat that. Book sense without common sense is nonsense. Enough of them, they ain't get book sense, they ain't get common sense, they get pure nonsense. Right? Pure nonsense. I maintain that. Now again, they're attacking. Tell us again, tell us, and before I go to that, let me say this. All of these reports they're talking about, the preliminary report, this final report, they have not presented it to anyone. They are reading or they are relating what these reports said. Given the tendency of the police to tell lies, who can believe them? I can't even believe that what the statements that they're making are in fact contained in the reports. They're telling us that this is contained. They haven't given the report to anyone yet, to the lawyer, to the family. They haven't done so. They haven't released the report to anyone. And this reminds me of when they brought the RSS, following the allegation made by Sergeant Boscom. They said the RSS man doing an investigation, he submitted the report, and what they did, they gave you excerpts of the report and said the other things can't be released. I suspect it's the same thing they're going to do here. Excerpts of the report. They haven't presented the report. And me as police. So I would not believe them. They tell lie when Orin Boston was shot and killed on the Essequibo. They say he reached the police gun, he was shot and killed. Evidence show? No, not at all. The man was lying naked in his bed with his wife. At Linden recently, they told us the police turned up there in uniform and the man ran. The video which surfaced after show all the policemen, including Kendall, who was there, no uniform. They told us in the Quindon Bacchus case that Quindon Bacchus, when he was pursued by the undercover people from Special Branch, he shoot at them. The own police firearm expert said that the gun was incapable of firing. The gun couldn't fire. Lie, they're telling lie. And there's only a few that tell lie. It can tell us lies that Brutus wasn't being investigated. Lies all the time. So I'm saying that until and unless they release the full thing, give it to the family attorney, we can't believe what they're saying that the specialists say it's true. We can't believe that. They have told too many lies. And they got their Mark Ramatar there as the main propagandist. You gonna believe them? If you want to believe them, you can believe them. I would not believe what they say because they have lied too much. In this matter, they told us that the girl left the hotel on the 23rd of April in a red and black Toyota Ram heading towards Vidanoop. That is what they told us. Turned out to be lying. The thing was such a blatant lie that they themselves had to admit that they lied. And they want us to believe what they're saying about the postmortem report. Yeah, we that stupid. I mean, Jack Joe said the other day, get a lot of stupid people in Guyana. And it is true. Perhaps he leads that bunch. But we are not going to be gullible like that and believe, just swallow hook, line, and sinker anything they say. No, they have no credibility. And who could forget another lie when they had this press conference, Blanham and Ikin, to debunk the allegation made by Sergeant Bascom. Another lie, the things spill up in their face. And since then, they get mic shy, camera shy. They're not giving no press conference any longer. Never, Ikin has never given a press conference thereafter. Blanham as well. When the broccoli 2 weeks ago, right? Let me show this one. I get the evidence, you know, they're informed. Listen to what the crime chief said 2 weeks ago in relation to this same matter. Listen, people, listen.
Tell you what I told some of your colleagues earlier. The investigators, they are in possession of video footage prior to Adriana. Well, it's either prior or at the same time when an alarm was raised that she was missing.
Is this from security?
No. The investigators were reliably informed that the camera that was affixed to the pool area, that camera wasn't working on the day of the incident. I didn't hear you. Correct. Our forensic video analyst experts, they would have went through the DVR and they would have confirmed that it wasn't working on the day in question. Thank you very much.
Blanham, they could not have, would have went. You're coming after me. You can't even, the English, I mean, we make mistakes in terms of where we present. But they could not have, would have went through, right? I mean, I ain't been to secondary school and all that, right? Like, I went to them school like you all went to. But I know that is not English language. You can, would not have went. I was taught that once you would not have, you have to go back to the original form or the simple form of the verb. Would not have gone through. But you can't come and tell us I would not have went and I sitting down there for attack me. Right? Yeah, I misspeak too. I'm human, I misspeak. And I admit when I misspeak. But I can recognize when you all come with your nonsense. I never see a man, a crime chief, a deputy commissioner, so nervous having to interact with a simple, a straightforward press thing there. Simple, straightforward. Again, before I bring you Mr. Conway, Mr. Blanham, you say you all get the video footage. Show the public. He can't even tell if it's before or during. He come in and he dancing. Show the public this video where you all get about just before she went missing or during the time she went missing and all that. Show the public. They are not doing so. They are not doing so. But I want us to believe what they are saying. Yeah, Commissioner, he's nervous because he's lying. Then you're gonna tell people that what? How your experts say that the thing wasn't working. Again, if it wasn't working, I still want to know where this picture was taken from. This picture that we're showing here, because this appears to be the still footage from a CCTV camera. The same set of CCTV cameras you all said weren't working because he said that the CCTV camera over the pool wasn't working. That is what the crime chief, a deputy commissioner, and an attorney at law said. So are you inferring, sir, that the other CCTV cameras were working? Are you implying that? Shouldn't be inferred. Are you implying that the CCTV cameras in the other areas were working? Let me play that back so we can understand. As I tell you, I have my bump raised. Hear what he says. It's a short thing. Hear what he
what I told some of your colleagues earlier. The investigators, they are in possession of video footage prior to Adriana. Well, it's either prior or at the same time when an alarm was raised that she was missing.
Is this from security?
No. The investigators were reliably informed that the camera that was affixed to the pool area, that camera wasn't working on the day of the incident.
The camera that was affixed to the pool area. Here the statement, I told you all I did statement analysis, you know. The camera that was affixed to the pool area was not working. Are you implying, rather, I'm using the word incorrectly. Are you implying, sir, that the other cameras were working? If so, let me see the footage. Let us see the footage because you were specific that the camera at the pool area was not working. So what happened to the other cameras? I tell you all already, students, I like when they talk, you know. I like when they talk. When they open their mouth, I see still down in the gullet. I can see all the nonsenseness that they're talking. I love when they speak, when they open mouth to spew. What did they say? The police response to misinformation spewed by sexual offense accused Paul Slow. So when they open the mouth for spew, bunkum, balderdash, feces, I am going to analyze it. I am going to analyze it. Yeah, Michael. How the CCTV covering the thing was not working on the day of the incident. And the expert confirmed that. Bullshit. Cover up. Part of the cover up. They took objection to me saying that the cover up started from the get-go. Get-go from the beginning. Because from the time the girl was reported missing on the 23rd day of April in the afternoon, and a report made to the police station nearby. What they did, they came out the same night with the release. Oh, the girl body and the girl is not here, not the body. The girl is not here. She left in a red and black ram, heading towards we don't know. That is cover up, because that is you self admit that that was a lie. You self police admit that that was a lie. So it's why would you lie on such an important matter? And then the next day, it turned down that the next morning, the 24th, before the body was found, it is alleged that they told the parents, look, oh God, she then by some bus stop, bus shed there, she then a bus shed thing. One of them, somebody said, one of them exclaimed, oh, God is good, and all of that. And you are telling me that is not a cover-up? You're telling me that that is not a cover-up? And somebody told me, one of the bloggers go and say, I used to cover up, and I said, and I saw the thing, the person probably used them. They say, yeah, maybe you used to cover your mother and all that thing. And there's a cover. That is, I maintain that this is the biggest cover-up in the history of the recent history of the Guyana Police Force, and perhaps in the country and any part in the Commonwealth County that I know of. I maintain that. I maintain that. Cover up and cover up. No crime scene protection. This girl body was found in the morning. And as I said, all the searches that were done. And then you'd want to tell me I must believe, because the name pathologist, I must believe that what the pathologist said, they concluded Adriana drowned. Likely, the one likely sank to the bottom of the pool and later surfaced. You see these broad statements, you've got to analyze. They're saying that she likely and later, yeah, all accurate later, but how long later? Within 24 hours, his body was floated, and the experts, not Slow Cecil, Slow repeated, Mark Ramatar, Clifton Squatter Iken, Robeson Scooter Shoot Ben, and all is not Slow Cecil. It's the expert. 2 weeks ago, they were on a program, and they said a body must bloat before it float. This body wasn't bloated. They also said, words to the effect, that it is almost impossible for a body to float within that period of time. Because they explain the science. Not me. Y'all go and look at it. And if y'all in your comprehension, y'all use the word here, maybe you get somebody who has comprehension to explain it to y'all. Because the people say, the man, I think the man from Ghana or somewhere, the expert, the professor, he said, he explained the scientific process. The body goes down and talk about dry drowning and wet drowning, terms that I wasn't familiar with. So it goes down, and then the process of decomposition starts. After rigor mortis, stepping and all that, the process of decay, decomposition starts, right? And they say during that process, gases are formed in the body. You know me, sir. So me repeat what the professor said. Yeah, me am competent in the field. They say gases are formed. And it's the gases that are formed will cause the body to float to the top of the water. And they said this happens like about 72 hours. The man even went on to say, and he used very guarded language, that it is almost impossible for a body that went down to the bottom of the pool to float within the period of time that this body was discovered. They're talking about comprehension. Is that I repeated what the professor said, and we all know who have little experience is drowned in, that a body goes down to the bottom unless it is obstructed by something, and it remains there for at least 3 days. Police know that when a boat turn over and people drown, you now fight up the same. If you fight up the same day or the next day, it's because you're hoping that the person is to be rescued. They're marooned somewhere to be rescued. But thereafter, you got to scour the whole area because the body can pop up about 3 days after. That is what we know. I'm talking about the soldier. They talk about a soldier fell overboard in Cayuni a couple days ago. I pray that he is marooned somewhere they can find him alive. But if it is that he drowned, 3 days, about 72 hours got to pass before he pop up. That is what the science say, not Paul Slow saying. I'm repeating what the science say. Because I get little comprehension. When the person spoke, I listen to them. Let me bring in Mr. Conway to get a little button, man. See,
Yeah.
the body must bloat before it float. That is what the experts say.
Yeah, and then let me repeat some of the things you said because it's important. Because, the first statement that I put out with this child entering this red and black room and heading for Vidanup and seeing elsewhere. And then when they buckle them, here is a release from the police. This is some civilian give them the information from the command center. And this is what she said. She admitted to detective that she entered the wrong date while checking the camera system located within the double day hotel. So it's saying also that they had camera system within the double day hotel working. And then the crime chief is going to say that they were reliably informed that you were reliably informed that the cameras weren't working. So many things that they've done. That they get the president to take up the role of the public relations officer for the 3 forensic pathologists, allegedly quoting from the post-mortem report and quoting incorrect things. This is what I mean. So I'm saying 2 things. Let them produce this video that they got with this child entering Alois on a wrong date. If it's 2 weeks before, let them produce it. Let them produce it so that we can see for us. Produce it with this child entering there. Produce it. And also this post-mortem report, make it public. Is the final report, make it public so we could see, unless they would doctor it and then give you a bogus thing. We can't depend on the police. The police lying so much. And they're not admitting lying, they say error. They made an error. And I agree that she drowned, but she not drowned in the pool. Elsewhere. So many lies about the place. So many cover up, and Paul, I agree with you. The biggest cover up ever is this one here. Covering up. And more they cover up, more they expose themselves. And we're not going to stop here. We're not going to stop with it. Lies and more lies. The police is not credible. You don't want to believe a word what they say. What you get the crime chief. You look more scared than anything else. More scared than anything else. So the police not credible. And then more so, they're hustling to discredit people like me and you, Paul, who are credible. We don't lie. We tell it like it is. Don't mind how damaged it is. We will tell it like that. We'll continue to do that, Paul. Over to you.
Yeah, you know what? The student asking why they cover up. We don't know why, but people are speculating because the owner of the hotel, right, is the friend. The owner of the hotel is known to the political elites and is a friend. So very early they decide that this thing wrong, they have to cover it up. Because don't forget that on the morning of the 24th, even before the body was discovered, Vidya Prasad, the minister, was there. What was she doing there? She was there. How did she know that something was going on there? She turned up shortly after, or sometime after. Priya Manikchan, another minister of the government, turned up, and they're telling people politicizing the matter. Vidya Prasad was over to have been saying that she can call Ben for the send tracker dogs. That is how they interfere in what is going on. Call Ben. Ben is the commissioner of police for the send tracker dog. Hope they didn't send the ungrateful dog. That one. Hope they didn't send the one. So it's a cover-up from the get-go. I repeat that. And the evidence points to that. The police lying from the inception. Even before the body was recovered. Police lying on the 23rd of April that she got in a car. Next morning, they're lying again that she there by some bush shed. How are we to believe what these people say? How are we to believe that? And as I've said before, they have not released any report. They're coming to tell you what the postmortem report said. Them? You can believe what them tell you? What the postmortem said? No way. No way. Right? Come here, share the life and give me a thumbs up, mom. You're done yet. We're going in now to the second autopsy which was conducted yesterday. So y'all share the live, share the live, share the live, because the spin doctors are out. And I just beat spin bowling bad. Ask Scott. Scott had a left hand spin thing he used to try there. He's a beat spin bowling. Right? Beat spin bowling. So they come and they're lumpy, pumpy bowling, they come in there with, and they expect you for take that. They're coming for attack me. Yeah? These ad hominem attack. Then covering the issue, they want to deal with the come for slow sexual assault accused and all them everything. And even number they get wrong. Even the number they get wrong. Right? Now let me tell you all, as we would have learned, the body was flown out from Guyana on Monday, and the autopsy, the second autopsy, was done yesterday in Georgia, right? Atlanta, Georgia, at the Gwinnett County Center there. And then I read in a short article, it said the second autopsy shatters drunken verdict in Adriana Young's case. Not for them spinning, you know. They're misrepresenting what the lady said. I listened to it. And go back and listen to it on Travis Chase, HPG. And you know, oh Lord, I before I go into this, let me say this. Big up Travis Chase. Travis Chase, you did a fantastic job yesterday with that interview. Very few persons in Guyana could have done such a fantastic job. That reminds me when you interview the doctor who came to clear his name or get 30 acres of land somewhere on the highway there. You interview the man and make the man cry. You interview the man and make the man cry. The man cry, give his mother dead. Right? So yesterday I got to compliment you, my brother. I see some posts and so on, people saying good things. Boy, listen to it. And as I told someone last night, that is what you call journalism. Because the man did his research on the person who was slated to do the autopsy. So when at the end of it, he could have said, look, I researched and da. Do you know, let me, before I forget, see, I don't know if you know, newsroom or someone of them PPP propaganda outlet, they find some video, some news story where somebody had made a complaint against the same lady doctor, what's her name? The lady yesterday, Dr. Carol Terry. Some old thing where they claim she didn't pay some servant or something. They bring her up trying to discredit her. You think they're ordinary? Especially in this silly season? You think they're ordinary? They brought it up. They brought it up. But that interview, Travis, yesterday was brilliant. You did your homework and you were able to ask the pertinent questions. And the lady was very straightforward with the answers and so on. Let me read what the report says here. It says, in a significant development Following the second autopsy of 11-year-old Adriana Young, Dr. Carol Terry of the Gwinnett County Medical Examiner's Office has raised serious concerns about the circumstances surrounding the child's death. While confirming that she found no evidence of physical trauma during her examination, Dr. Terry firmly stated that she could not conclude Adriana drowned, citing the highly suspicious circumstances reported to her. Dr. Terry emphasized that drowning is a diagnosis of exclusion, requiring investigators to rule out all other potential causes of death before reaching that conclusion. She questioned the initial findings of drowning by Guyanese authorities, highlighting troubling details, such as the fact that Adriana was initially reported missing from the pool, searched for, and only found there later, which is, in our words, are disturbing, quote unquote, disturbing. Dr. Terry stressed that these circumstances demand a full and thorough criminal investigation. The second autopsy revealed that while no fractures were found in key neck structures, portions of her neck were not fully dissected during the first autopsy, leaving important areas insufficiently examined. Dr. Terry also expressed concern that much of the forensic value of the body had been compromised due to embalming, decomposition, and artifacts introduced during the first autopsy. Beyond the physical examination, Dr. Terry called for a comprehensive investigation, including review of surveillance footage, witness interviews, and advanced forensic testing of toxins, and evidence of sexual assault. She noted that while the autopsy alone may not yield definitive answers, a broader investigation must continue aggressively to resolve outstanding questions. In conclusion, Dr. Terry characterized Adriana's death as highly suspicious, and this quote, highly suspicious is quote, warning that the initial conclusion may have been premature. She underscored that while physical evidence of trauma was absent, murder can still occur without leaving visible injuries, particularly when a victim's ability to breathe is compromised through non-obvious means. Our findings now place additional pressure on the Guyanese authorities to reopen and deepen the investigation. They aren't opening nothing. Notwithstanding this, the police don't tell you they get a file. They're sending the file to the Director of Public Prosecutions for legal advice. And my crystal ball is telling us, because of the public pressure, the Director of Public Prosecutions will advise that an inquest be held. And that if we're lucky. But the crystal ball saying it will go to the DPP. The DPP will say, hold an inquest to determine if anyone was criminally responsible for the death of Adriana Young. We know that someone or some person, some single other persons would have been responsible. And here this part, before I begin, Mr. Conway, they talk about a Canadian man who came to supervise this investigation, as I said. They say, moreover, that's in the release I gave when it was. Moreover, the above findings support an earlier report submitted by Mr. Leonard McCussion, retired Royal Canadian Mounted Police investigator, who concluded that there is, quote, no evidence of foul play by persons named or unnamed during the investigations, end of quote. Now, this is a man who came here. So they say he submitted a report. Again, we have not seen this report. And I am believing what they say. They say he submitted a report. But here this, Aiken and them say that this final report was released to them when it was Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday, and they made it public the same day. We all know that McCussion left before. So on what basis could he conclude that no evidence of foul play by persons named or unnamed during the investigation without seeing the final autopsy report? Y'all tell me, Blanham? He can't explain nothing. He can't even explain himself, right? Why he's still sitting there in the seat of the commissioner. He can't tell you. You know for count money, you know for plan wedding, we know that. He's a wedding planner. So if you ladies in particular, you want a wedding, call the commissioner of police Clifton Aiken, he can plan the wedding. He might even find a bride for you. If you're there bad, he might even find a bride for you. The man is a wedding planner. $8.5 million from Amir Ahmad to plan Brutus' wedding. He sent it PSC to book the all and all them everything. The man even get back money from the arrangement. He's a good wedding planner. So ladies, again, I want to give you this grandfatherly advice. Because he's a geriatric, a grandfatherly advice that if you want to get married, call the commissioner of police, the leading wedding planner in the Guyana police force in Guyana. And if you are short of a husband or a bridegroom rather, I said bride, if you're short of a groom, well, now it's both ways. You can short of a bride too. Carly, he can sort you out. He's a wedding planner, right? So, but again, I say, they're telling you that McCushion said so in the report. Let me read again. No evidence of foul play by persons named or unnamed during the investigation. This is what I say McCushion say. A man who, he understand, get paid $50,000 to come and do this thing. How in heaven's name could any credible investigator come to such a conclusion without seeing the final autopsy report? Y'all tell me that. A little stupid, a little dunce, and I say I can't comprehend. So y'all explain that to me. Y'all explain to me how he could come to the conclusion that no evidence of foul play by persons named or unnamed during the investigation, and according to Aiken, they had not received the final report as yet. He said they received, I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday, sometime then. This week, the report. By the time they receive it, the man, he already submitted the report and beat out. Y'all tell me that. I tell you, I like when they write and like when they talk, because you can analyze and see the bullshit they're trying to tell you. Right? Let me bring in Mr. Conway, forget this batting, man, be winding down. CC?
Yeah, Paul. I listened to the interview, and like you rightly said, excellent. Thumbs up for Travis Chase. He asked the right questions, the searching questions. But thing that she mentioned, the pathologist, she talked about the examination of the neck. She said, there were some soft tissues there, and she wanted maybe perhaps indicating that, hey, to check whether anything was broken there. And I recall, I always like to talk about a missing person report that I took at Maikoni Police Station 1979, and when they found the girl body floating in the Maikoni River. And I always remember Dr. Leslie Mutu. Although they found water in the lungs, water in the stomach, he said that, he said that she died from manual strangulation, and he went into the neck. He dissected in the neck, and he said, I witnessed the post-mortem, he said that she was strangled, and she was strangled by a left-hander. The neck dealing with you by a left-hander. And he said also there was a tall person. I remember Vibert Smith and them did the investigation, and they charged the guy for murder. He had confessed, and he was a left-hander, and he was a tall person. So this piece is very, very important of the neck, which is a lot of soft tissues there. And also she mentioned that, that all they gotta do, interfere with the person's ability to breathe. And you can kill them, interfere with their ability to breathe. And she also mentioned that they got a thorough investigation. Not only the PM, thorough investigation, and she talked about recreating the crime scene. And here's it. The police, they got to get a digital forensic expert to recreate recreate all those photographs that you see coming up there, all those things that coming up there. I think somebody put up one the other day and then they pull it down. That is a whole lot of work that got to be done. Plenty work that got. So I know they're looking for the final report. Plenty work. The video evidence circulating all over the place. It is awash with video evidence, and for us maybe that's why they want say that the cameras weren't working. I understand the police named Harris, allegation police named Harris collected that hard drive and give it to Leroy Smith. The man, they said the man with the wet clothes, with the wet pants. And when you look at the conduct of that retired sergeant from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, he just come in and in a matter of days he gone away. This is a complicated investigation. You have to do good analysis. And one of the things, and in the interview with Travis Chase and the father, because I understand the retiree say that the interview, that he read the statement of the father, and the father said he didn't give the police no statement. So made what statement he give, my statement what the police give, then must he don't write up their own thing and just sign for the father. You know how can the police rascality does take place? So the thing is that they need to have a thorough investigation. Apart from the post-mortem, they need to have a proper invest, and we don't have the expertise here to do it. The portal said is not only hinge on the post-mortem, it's hinge on an investigation. Investigation, so they need to ensure that you have proper investigation. But I asked him to close up this thing, you know. I won't be surprised before or sometime next week they finish the investigation and the file gone to the DPP. I won't be surprised. It calls for meticulous, tedious investigation by experts. There got to be video things circulating about the place that they can put together. But no, as far as I'm concerned, the attitude or the behavior of the police, like this investigation, done. They close it off. But we need to keep it on. We need to keep it on the board all the time.
And we will, because the investigation that the pathologist recommended has to be done by a credible body, not police force, not the guy in the police force, by a credible body. They got to take the president, that you shouldn't take it as a word, when he say no resources will be spared to get to the bottom of it. That was then. Tune change now. They don't want to know the truth, but they know the truth, you know. Let me understand this. They know the truth. It is my opinion that they know the truth, but they don't want us to know the truth. Because the truth is damning. They don't want us to know the truth. And you know, you talk about video circulating and all that, CC. Yeah, share the live. We haven't done yet. Share the live. Share the live. Talking about video circulating. Today, newsroom, propaganda for PPP, say, unseen footage captures moments alarm was raised over missing Adriana Young. They have a video circulating. I saw it, but I didn't see where the thing was raised. No alarm was raised. I heard somebody said, where Adriana, something like that, another child. But no alarm in the video that I saw. So able to say previously unreleased footage captures immediate and distressing moment when concern was first raised about the absence of 11-year-old Adriana Young, who had gone to the pool at Doubleday International during a family outing on the 23rd of April. A child's voice can be heard saying, Granny, the last place she went was over there. I didn't hear that. And the end she went. That I said, Granny, the last place she went was down there. At the end there, she went. While pointing towards the deep end of the pool. I saw the tape. Maybe they have other tape. But the tape that is circulating that I saw, and said not like that. You can hear, if you listen carefully, you can hear a child saying, where Adriana? But nothing but where she there. And I maintain again, because they are using this now to suggest that she went to the deep part and where she might have drowned. But come back to the original thing. She can swim. She not make noise. She get into trouble people around. Did she not make noise? It is clear that based on what they say, this same child where they're quoting here, and see Adriana getting into no trouble for call for help or anything. That is what they're saying. They really believe people stupid, you know. They really believe people stupid. So they put out this thing, this propaganda people. They are doing all kind of thing to deflect, right? But let me assume, for argument's sake, that this child did venture into the deep end, as they talk about. It's not the Demerara River she went into. It's not the Essequibo River. It's a pool with people around. So how she gonna get into trouble and drowned? And as these pathologists want to suggest, she might have sunk. What they say? She might have sunk to the bottom of the pool and then float up in that space of time. And the experts say that is not possible. The experts are saying that is not possible. So they're gonna spin. They're pick and choosing. Here, let me read this part here too. Y'all share it like me and done. They say that this is somebody wrote this. Extract from what Dr. Terry said. Dr. Terry said the first autopsy was comprehensive and thorough. She said so. The first autopsy was comprehensive and thorough. Then she said there are limitations to our autopsy as a result of decomposition, embalming, and dissection from the first autopsy. Drowning, in our estimation, is not conclusive, as other causes of death have not been ruled out. She's of the view that though there is no trauma, this does not mean she was not murdered. There could have been methods used to deprive the brain of blood and oxygen without leaving any evidence. She would benefit in our further assessment from the disclosure of the pathologist's report from the fourth autopsy. That's what she's saying, but they hold on for this part to say that she said that the first autopsy was comprehensive and thorough. That is the words, that is the phrase they hold in that one. But everybody with the other parts, what she said, that based on that, you cannot come to a conclusion of drowning. That is what she said. And if you listen to her carefully, she was being very diplomatic in her words. It's a professional ethics thing. 3 other pathologists went and do a postmortem. Unless you find something that is really, really contrary and damning, you can do what she did. They'll dancing, use diplomatic language. But she did say that she could not come to a conclusion of drowning. And we have a man. You have one of the doctors who was there, or I don't know if he's one of the pathologists or whoever, said that from the time he saw the body, he concluded it was drowning. And this is a pathologist, a renowned pathologist, saying that even to now, you can't conclude that it was drowning. Drowning is something with exclusion and some a process diagnosis of exclusion. In other words, you got to exclude everything else. And they have not done that. And they want to put we in this salawala, believe that we're stupid. Well, Jack Joseph, guy not get enough stupid people. And all those who are going to believe this nonsense and all who jump in on social media and spewing, holding on to this one part. It's again comprehension, Holding on to the one part where Dr. Seri said that the first autopsy was comprehensive and thorough. But then going on to complete the thing. Right? Where she said that based on that, you can't come to a conclusion of drowning. You cannot come to a conclusion of drowning. But the propagandists are going to be out. That is why we are telling you, come to speaking out. Come here. We are not pathologists, right? We never claim to be pathologists. We are retired police officers who are well trained, and therefore we can analyze statements and give you the benefit of our analysis. That is what we're doing. That is what we are doing. So they come in and they're attacking Slow, and they're attacking Conway, and they're attacking a scandal about Slow and Conway. I am telling you all again, I will continue to talk because I fear no man. I will continue to speak the truth. And if the truth is offending y'all, that's up to you. And you have to decide that you're going to kill Slow, you're going to do it. That is up to you. The big man, the Lord will decide when that will happen, not I. And that is not going to cause me to cower and to stop talking. I'm going to talk more now. Because it's clear that what we are saying is getting true. And that is a reflection of the people that the number. We have thousands on this live at the moment. Right? This is a reflection that what we say is making sense. Because I suspect if we weren't making sense, people would not give up the Friday afternoon for bend the elbow, drink a banks, go and relax to listen to us. perhaps they are listening to us even as they do so. Right? So, folks, what we there? We just passed the time. Let me bring in Mr. Conway for his closing. And let me tell you all before Mr. Conway comes in. This matter ain't going away. We are allowing this to go like that, We're waiting to see what they're going to come with next. Maybe they're going to come and attack Slow and Conway again, and we're going to respond. Every time they come and spew the nonsense, we are going to analyze and respond. Right? Every time. We're not going to allow anything to go like that. We're not. Bring in CC. CC, you're closing, my brother.
Okay. Newsroom, the video, the article you talk about, they pull it down, I see something that they pull it down, give some flimsy reasons. Part of the covering up, they pull it down. You mentioned that the pathologist was a bit diplomatic. I'll tell you a story. When I was second in charge of operations, and I walk all over this country, and I was second in charge of operations to Winston Felix. And also, we had a dog, a tracker dog, that was working at the Timeri Airport. And it developed some rashes. And we had our own vet, Dr. Lord. He was treating it. And apparently, like McDonald, who was the head of the CID, McDonald wasn't satisfied with the progress the dog was making. So he asked, and the treatment that Dr. Lord was administering. So he asked me to get a second opinion. He called a vet. He gave me the name of a vet. I wouldn't call the vet name. So I went to the vet and I explained to him. And he said, could you tell me what's the treatment Dr. Lord was giving the dog? And I had walked with the ointment that he was using and so. And here the doctor said, Mr. Conway, you're putting me in a hell of a position. We vet, we have professional ethics. We have professional ethics. And the same thing that Dr. Lord recommended, was giving the dog, the vet recommended the same thing. And we use it. And in a matter of time, the dog was healed from the rashes. But I always remember the vet say we have professional ethics. Very, very, we use diplomatic word, but that's how the things go. Anyway, in closing, I just want to say that quite a number of other persons approached me, persons who were interdicted for years, reinstated, and when they compile the money they're supposed to get, we get a half year. They use the basic salary from the date when the person was interdicted. They use the salary that they had at that time. So after all the years passed and the increase in salary and so, they didn't get that. They say it's too much of money. And they got to answer to Ministry of Affairs and Ministry of Finance. They approach me. Somebody needs to look at it. Interdicted ranks who won their case. They're being shortchanged. They're being shortchanged. And perhaps the finance office I'm picking up, the Ministry of Home Affairs I'm picking up, the finance I'm picking up, the audit office I'm picking up. Something is wrong and they're shortchanging and they're robbing the police, interdicted ranks who won the case and returned to the job, and they just pay them the basic from the time they were interdicted. They need to look at it. And this Adriana case, we ain't left it down. We ain't left it down. We're going to stick on it and we're going to stay on it all the time until finality, until justice is done.
Right. And let me understand clearly. When we talk about finality, the finality that we're talking about is not a finality that they desire. Their finality is for the body to be buried and they're done with that. No, that is not justice. I maintain that it is murder, and I maintain that according to what the second autopsy said, you have to have a thorough investigation by a competent and credible organization. That doesn't exist in Guyana. And the fact that you brought in this man from Canada who could come and tell you what he told you without seeing the final report shows what, maybe I'm going to use a strong word, maybe he's a charlatan. He just come, collect his money and gone. Because there's no way a professional investigator can come to such a conclusion without seeing the final autopsy report. Can't. And I maintain that. So y'all come and attack me again. Y'all trying and you're trying all the time, you know. As I told y'all, I'm not afraid. What y'all gonna do me? Y'all don't say will send me to jail. Y'all don't say for broke me with all sort of lawsuit and all sort of legal fees and all sort of thing. Y'all doing all sort of thing. Y'all harassing me when I'm leaving the airport and all of that. But you could see by now, it bothers me, but not to the extent where I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. Right? I'm not going to stop. Y'all only, the fact that you're doing what you're doing, and let me read this back for people who might not have, for sure, unprofessional these people are. They come in, the Ghana Police Force responds to misinformation spewed by sexual offense accused Paul Slow. What misinformation? What is the relevance of stating that I am charged? And they said two charges. This is 3. And then they come to the bottom here to say, also with regards to the postmortem report, there's absolutely no cover-up by the police force, as erroneously insinuated by Paul Slow, who is accused of 2 counts of sexual assault against a member of the Ghana Police Force. As I told you, for those of you joining late, 3 counts, not 2. 26th of March, 29th of March, and the 2nd of April, a police woman had said that during the course of a meeting, 3 consecutive days, that I ruptured leg. The matter has reached to the stage, the trial is concluded, no case submission submitted. They replied to the no case submission. The magistrate is to rule on the 26th of June. So they come. I tell you, and y'all know that I have been revealing this all the time. And then they give me a next charge to say what they call anonymity of complainant, meaning that I reveal the name of the person who made the complaint. I never did such thing. And again, they may get comprehension. But again, as I've said, the matters are before the court, and there's a limit to what I can say. But the time is rapidly approaching when you are going to know the motive and you're going to know everything behind it. Because I get the evidence. Only I'm advised not to reveal what I have to reveal now. I have the evidence. So, folks, we had a good afternoon. Attendance reached record numbers. Thousands. Right? Thousands. And I suspect, like the last program, where by the time we finish it in a couple hours, we had over 10,000 views on YouTube. I expect something similar. By tomorrow morning, I suspect we might get 10,000 or even more views on YouTube. I love y'all enthusiasm, and we're going to continue to come and to bring you the information. Today, we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Again, we ask you to be safe. Accidents, robberies, all sort of things happening in the country called Guyana. Right? So I say to you, be safe, enjoy your weekend, whatever you normally do whatever you normally do. And our normal day is Monday. Monday, Wednesday, we chip in Friday over the past couple of weeks. So God spare life, Friday morning, right? At 11 o'clock, we're going to come. I know by the time we get to Friday, Monday morning at 11 o'clock, we're going to come. And by the time we get to Monday morning, we are in a new month of June, the month of brides. So those of you, June is the month of brides. So those of you, the ladies, you want to get married, talk to the wedding planner. He's located at police headquarters. His name is Clifton Ikin. He plans weddings. He did it for Brutus, his cousin. He collected $8.5 million from Amir Ahmad. That is what he wrote in a statement. So reach out to him. You can plan your wedding. And I've said if you have find the groom yet, you might even find the groom for you. So until such time we meet again, God's Free Life Monday morning. Take care. Bye.